Hey everybody, Big Jonas here, coming to you guys on Tuesday, January 19th. This will be a video talking about mushroom stocks. I've done a couple of these, and I kind of wanted to give it a couple weeks and see how the whole market kind of played out. And a lot of things have happened since the last time I did a mushroom only video, and let's get into it. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Big Jonas, and please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy this content. The reason I wanted to start with CMPS because there's only a couple of the mushroom classification, and by mushroom I don't mean shiitake or portobello. I mean psychedelic mushroom or alternative medicine companies that through new laws that have been passed to open up this in Canada and also some parts in the United States, Oregon, Washington, and I've even heard like Springfield, Massachusetts, and a bunch of towns across America have lightened up their alternative medicine restrictions, not only with psychedelics, but MDMA, ketamine, all sorts of things that are being used and tested clinically for everything from depression and mental illness to all sorts of things that might be very interesting business and investments over the coming years. The whole industry, in terms of a trading perspective, and I'm just talking about the stocks and how they're reacting to A, fundamentals, and B, just the overall buzz of this new industry. Very similar to what we've seen over the past several years with the marijuana stocks, whether it be the ones in Canada and the ones in America on the U.S. exchanges, and the cycles they've gone through, the ebbs and flows, the bearish moves, parabolic moves, and major retracements. So I want to start with CMPS. It's a NASDAQ stock. Now, as a company standpoint, this is set up to be a very big player in the industry, but a lot of its phase two and clinical trials, they're still very far, down the road. So a lot of potential, but that's still, from a definitive standpoint, many months, years potentially down the road. But from the charting perspective here, I like what we're seeing here. We're starting to see this consolidation above this area. Now what's interesting is we had this really nice triangle here of the consolidation, and we broke out of it. Let me change the color there so we can see it, because I still want to keep my horizontal lines. And what we're seeing here is we've already kind of had the move of the breakout. We've come all the way back here from the threshold standpoint to the retracement here. We came all the way back right there to 786, and that's kind of where we had that bounce. And that's interesting here because what we've done is we've turned this level here, let's make that a different color. Okay, this blue area here that was resistance here, we broke above it, and you can see a lot of wicks underneath, but never actually did close under on the daily candle. So 4161 area, very strong support tested there, and obviously needs to hold. Now we did have the resistance here at $47, so we're kind of stuck between these two areas here. Any closing candles above 47 is very bullish, and I'd accept we'd start to really try and tackle this 60 area here, which was the major resistance. We can see the pullback on the OBV as well, but I do like this W here. So this does have options. I've actually traded a little of the options. I actually think I'm holding February calls in it right now, and I'm up on them. I got them last week, and I've been trading this spot as well, a little bit here. I did take a little profit today because I did have buys as well down here. So I'm liking the consolidation here, but nothing really substantial until we can break through here, or if we lose the 42 area, then we'd still be in that kind of price discovery zone, if you will. From there, I just want to move forward. I wanted to start with that one, but I want to move forward to a couple of the other big ones here. MMEDF. This is a very interesting chart. I've been into this thing since the 30-cent range. I remember tweeting about it in March, freaking way back here. I had some back here, sold it, got impatient, didn't healed, and then when this started happening here, I got more interested in it. But overall, I'm really enjoying this consolidation here. Now, off the cuff, it kind of looks like this, descending triangle here, which in theory would be a bearish pattern here. We keep testing and testing and testing, but I like the bounces, okay, off this $2.60, $2.70 area there, even though we're putting in these lower highs consistently as we consolidate. I've been playing this thing kind of back and forth. I did take profit on some of my buys last week in the 280s, but I'm not ready to see this thing break out yet because the volume isn't there yet. But there's two things that are going to happen here. We can see there was a lot of profit taking on the upswing because we had so much of a move here. This was one of them from a percentage standpoint, one of the biggest moves we had seen. So it was a 10 bagger and then some, in not that long a time from September to December. Okay, so we're still trying to digest that move, and that can take some time here. I would have no problem, still drifting sideways here and allowing that consolidation to happen because we're now allowing, our moving averages to catch up and get a little more formulated, okay, and we're allowing, especially, how much the 50-day hasn't even been touched since the breakout standpoint. We can still have some sideways running room on that before we even touch it. So still consolidating here. Overall, this is going to be big when if it can uplist to NASDAQ. This is OTC. This is the MMEDF version when on the OTC. And another one that has a kind of a higher potential for market cap is LKYSF. Now this one here, again, I've been trading it since back here. Took a lot of profit on this move up here. I am currently holding some at around this range here because we're doing something very similar. But what's important to me in this chart here is that from our initiation move here all the way down, you can see we're holding above, this area here. Whether it was this wick up here or where we actually, started trading, where we're holding above it. So this dollar area is being digested by the market, and so far it's feeling pretty good about it. You can see a lot of profit taking on the OBV. Obviously, this was a big move as well. RSI has been able to cool off, and not just cool off, but we're able to kind of maintain this area. As long as RSI stays above 50, I'm cool seeing this consolidation continue. Let's see what happens if we get closer to our 50-day as well. RVVTF, this is another kind of a bigger cap potential. Similar chart, not the best day today. I do currently hold some of this as well, and this actually has a little more history. I can stick with the daily, I guess. Here, let's take that off for a second there. But like the LKYSF, we see we're above, right? This area, this area, this area, this area. So we're holding above the 40 cent area here, which was major resistance on numerous occasions. Okay, so that's again very bullish still, even though we've been doing this consolidation pattern and we've had a big pullback as well from 69 all the way down here to 45. Obviously some dilution going on here, but I do like this W here consolidating we have here in our stochastic. Okay, and you can see our dump here in our RSI. Now we've broken 50. I don't like that, but we're going to see what tomorrow's price action brings. Overall, OBV is still pretty strong. In theory, this is just flagging. It's just flagging. Okay, but ideally, I want to hold above 40 cents. Would keep this chart very good. A couple big winners today. I want to talk about Truff, Truff. Personally, this is one of my favorite companies. Red Light Holland, they actually have a store in Amsterdam and a foothold in Canada as well, and they're more on the recreational side, if you will, of microdosing. Very interesting. But the chart, what a great day today. The volume really speaks for itself here. Okay, what's so cool about this is we had similar volume here. Okay, we got as high as 50 cents. This was one of my bigger winners so far on this move, and I had to sell because it was such a huge move so quickly. This thing stair cut from 7 cents to 50 cents in like a week or so. The digestion's continuing, but what's compelling is the last 2 days of volume, price action showing that. Just a gorgeous hook here. Good looking chart. Look at that OBV. Okay, a lot of accumulation was happening in this one the past couple days. Clean uptick here on all of our indicators, and a nice J hook here on our MACD. This one trades. It's kind of interesting. There's the float's kind of tight, and it's a little funky on the L2. If you guys know, if you do use that in your trading, which you always should. So this one kind of moves really interestingly, but the volume is compelling. Very curious to see what tomorrow's follow through looks like. A couple here that are also NASDAQ stocks, a little more low cap, SEAL, SEEL. It's a great chart. It's a good looking chart. We're continuing here. We're putting in these higher lows. Great bounce here. I like this candle here we had today as well. And the volume definitely shows it as well. Great looking OBV. Okay, just a great looking OBV here. This has room, basically if we can get back above $2 here, this has a lot of room till, I mean, yeah, this is a lot of room to even over 3 potentially. I could see that. That's kind of where the next area of major resistance is. We just got to get that volume coming in there. FAMI, this one, this is a mushroom stock. This is more like the portobello shiitake tine I was talking about earlier. But it can also get caught up in the whole mushroom thing. And if they ever did decide to become a psychedelic mushroom company, it'd be a very interesting transition. But overall, it's still kind of putting in this ascending trial. Very slow pattern here. I've played this numerous times, and it never has any meaningful fall through. So we'll keep an eye on this one with the volume as well. A couple of the ones that had some interesting price action today. PHRRF, New Scope Cap Corp. If you guys all know, the F at the end of these tickers means it's a Canadian company on the OTC here. Very interesting volume. Again, it's the volume in these things. These are floating. These are not big money. These are just a couple million a day, sometimes more, sometimes in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it's that notable volume that really sticks out. That can be like, oh, this is something of interest here. This is definitely one that sticks out today. Because it has limited price action, and what's interesting is the volume is there, and the close right at these upper wicks here, which did mark the previous top. So right there, definitely want to keep an eye on here. NTTCF, NetSense Technologies, again another mushroom play, if you will. But look at this volume cluster here. This is what I talk about. A great volume cluster. This is total accumulation. Okay, 70 cents, 80 cents, just kind of trickling up here. Gap up here. Okay, great volume. This thing is being loaded. Someone's buying this thing. As you can see, historically speaking, the next resistance is $2, followed by a $5 all-time high there. So the volume is telling a story that this is being accumulated, and probably has some room to run. We'll see how tomorrow's candle reacts to the gap here, which is still fine. You can have this gap and continue. There's a couple open ones down here, but this is sporadic in terms of the price action. Now we're seeing the volume. Volume is getting real. This is another one interesting. Okay, you look at this chart, you're like, what the hell is this? This doesn't make any sense. This is a good looking chart. This is sexy because we had our volume back here. We were able to achieve 85 cents, 88 cents, right? Bleed down, low volume. Okay, trying to find a bottom, trying to shake out the sellers. Today's volume, this is not, even though it's a red candle, it's not a red candle. This is something happened here today. We had high volume. We didn't dump. We actually put in our highest close in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, this is our highest closing candle, right? This year in over a month. ENTBF, very interesting move here. We'll see what tomorrow's price action brings. EVAHF, another one here. Nice looking chart. Consolidation after the breakout, digested it there. Okay, gapped up, faded a little bit there, but still the volume, very interesting. And I'd say we built a nice consolidation base of support. We've come up here, we've had our nice bounce now from this area, and now we look higher here, and that's the next target basically there, 18 and 28 cents. That's the next major resistance. A couple more here. Mycoff, this is one that's also talked about in the mushroom game. Not bad, still consolidating. Again, there's the volume, liking the volume there. GTSIF, Loeb Sciences there. Still consolidating here. This still looks really good. Right, it's going to do that, right? I could totally see it doing that. Okay, the volume's been very quiet because we're just shaking out the loose sellers. We're still digesting this move. All right, it's still a great looking chart. I stand by my original squiggle. Maybe something like that now, right? OBV is tight. It's a great looking OBV. Okay, still completely reset. RSI just chilling. So all we need is volume. Keep an eye on this one for volume. Hollister Bioscience. This thing's been ripping. Okay, it's been ripping. And very interesting because now we're back to this area, which was our original kind of consolidation zone. And after this is blue skies. Volume's good. OBV, super sexy. Right, HSTRF. This is a good looking chart. RSI is frothy, but it's strong. 79. All right, but you cannot argue with this chart here. And what could potentially happen once we get over the blue sky. Again, this is going to take some time. These are tradable tickers that I've been trading, but some I'm holding longer than others. I'm taking profits when there's been incredible gains. I'm not married to these, but over the next year, I know a bunch of these just have so much running room. Some won't run, some will be scams and just fall apart. Last one here, we'll do PSYC. This is like a shitty OTC stock. I did trade it a bunch in here, did well on it, but as you can see, a lot of dilution in this area here, but we're doing this still. We're doing this, right? And we're holding over a penny. So as long as we can hold 0.1, which again, remember, this was the support. We broke it, we backed above. Now it's support, or that was the support, resistance, back above, support. All right, it's been tough. Okay, you know, I got out around. I think I sold my last little lots around here when the breakdown of this move happened. But again, maybe we're going to do something like that. It has potential, but of course, with all these OTCs, very high risk, but potential is a very high reward if you're patient. So we're going to keep watching these plays. Very similar. Cup consolidation, nice breakouts. Some have the breakouts, right? Some look a little different than others. But they're all very similar charts, right? A lot of them have very similarities. They're just digesting the major moves that we had in December, right? And some look better than others. This one's Silo. Yeesh, but still holding up around 32. As long as we don't lose that. So these are the ones I'm kind of watching. These are on my mushroom list, if you will. Lots of interesting plays. Overall, we need news combined with money flow. The marijuana stocks have had a great start to 2021. While these have consolidated, be very curious to see if we can get that money flow from the marijuana stocks into the mushroom stocks. We're also waiting on an ETF supposed to go live in Canada. I'm hearing it's been pushed till March, so we'll see how that goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast talking about mushroom stocks in 2021. Big Jonas here. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy my content, and we'll talk soon. Peace.